you for joining us. I can see a few of you jumping on right now, which is awesome. Wherever you are today, I hope the weather's a bit better than it currently is for me. So I'm in Canberra and it's been raining all day. We've had thunderstorm warnings. It's supposed to rain for the next 2 days. I'm going to go out for a walk when I finish this though. So I hope it just holds off a little bit until I get that done. There are a lot of dark clouds, so I'm not confident. Anyway, it is Wednesday. It is the middle of the week. So thanks for showing up. It's always a big commitment, I think, for teachers to jump online to hear about something, especially when they're not really sure what it is. And I'm really just delighted to have you here. This has been something in the making for quite some time, and I am really just beyond excited to be able to bring to teachers what I think is not just about helping improve practice in and out of the classroom, but also making teaching easier. That really does underpin everything that I try and do for teachers, and that I bring really to the forefront of conversations that we have with teachers and educators and other people in areas of influence. Because I mean, the job's hard, we know that, but I think we can make it easier if we just strip back some of the noise and the complications, and if we go back to basics, and if we focus on essential learning and our core business, and if we drive with connection and then content, you know, I think we can really make the job a little bit less stressful so we can have a life in and out of the classroom. Also very important. So I'm not going to take up too much of your time today, but I am going to give you the fundamentals of what Real Schools Academy is, how it works, how you can sign up, and definitely the benefits. So let's get started. So Real Schools Academy is very dear to my heart. It's something that for a long while I have had mulling over in the back of my head, not Real Schools Academy, but something very similar. You know, the idea of wanting to just help teachers, because I think I've been a teacher for 12 years, obviously not this year, but I've worked in schools in various capacities: classroom teacher, leadership, internal relief roles here in Australia and overseas. And I just have loved every minute of it. It's such a rewarding career, but it's sometimes a forgotten career as well. We're like the forgotten public servants, I think. We're just there. We show up, we do our job, we love every minute of it, and we work tirelessly, but it certainly comes with the stigma that the job is easy, and every teacher knows that that is absolutely not true. And I wanted to be able to do something for teachers to help them. Now, the reason that I have gone down this path is not because I don't love schools. I absolutely do, and I love teaching and I love kids. But my career took me to different places and different school settings: independent schools, public schools, here in the ACT, other parts of New South Wales and rural New South Wales, over in London. And it didn't matter where I was teaching, I constantly came across teachers who were tired, overwhelmed, stressed, feeling like teaching was consuming more of their life than they signed up for. And I absolutely understand that, but I also found people were coming to me asking, you know, why are you okay? Why don't you seem stressed? How do you manage? And like, it's not that don't get me wrong in thinking that I had it all together. I certainly didn't, but I learned early on that as a teacher, you have to put some boundaries in place about how you operate. You have to learn to love learning and essential learning, because otherwise it just becomes busy and chaotic. You have to know what is important to focus on and what to let go and put down. And that requires work and practice and patience and lots of learning about self and self-development. And I wanted to be able to share that with more teachers. I wanted more teachers to know that together, collectively, we can actually change and shape what the Australian landscape of teaching looks like in the classroom, and also how we learn together. So Real Schools Academy has been put together because it's not just about teaching teachers content. We don't sell a program at all. So if you're looking for that, this is not the place. We are about bringing together fundamental frameworks and principles that help to make the job easier with what we already have and that what already exists in our classrooms now. So it's not about on top of or as well as, it's about what else can we do to make this job easier. That really had to stick out in terms of what it was we were putting together when it came to Academy, because that's what we believe. that's what I believe, that the job can be easier with the tools we already have in place. You know, like the Australian curriculum is a fantastic tool. We just need to learn how to use it better. Formative assessment is wonderful once we know how to engage with it properly. It's not an add-on on top of all other assessment. It's in place of what we do there because it really enhances practice. The other thing that is important and I think missing when it comes to the Australian landscape for teachers is the idea of community and connection. As teachers, we are so in a way isolated to the school we teach in because we just are. I have friends who work in other industries, you know, lawyers, business people, accountants, and they are often at networking events where they are connecting with other people in their field and they're talking and sharing. And as teachers, we don't have a network. And we don't have events that we just go to chat and to connect and to talk about what's happening. And so I wanted to be able to provide that for teachers in a way that was also linked to professional development. So yes, there are courses in here that you sign up to and that we complete together, but a big part of that is connection and community. And so each course comes with a community of like-minded teachers that you get to connect with, which I just don't think as teachers we do enough. We don't get together and just chat. Like I said, we're really isolated to the school we work in. Now, if you are in a remote area or a small school or a school where there's only one or two people in your subject area or on that grade level, it can be really quite challenging. And I think there's so much expertise and value in what teachers do. We need to get better at connecting and sharing that. And so part of what underpins Academy is absolutely this idea of community and connection. Because this is what teachers really need. They need professional learning that is engaging, relevant, a really good use of their time, that is worth the money that's invested, and that to some degree has a level of accountability. So when it comes to professional learning, we make sure that the learning we do matters. I've attended professional learning as a teacher. I know what it's like to rock up and do a day's worth of PD and then kind of go, that was all right. Not really sure what I'll do with that, but anyway, back to it. Or be really motivated and 3 days later forget it because back to teacher life. Or choose a PL because it doesn't start till 9 o'clock and it's really close to my home so I can have a sleep in, also a bonus. And then when someone asks you how it was all right. The lunch was awesome. How often do we hear that? Now, food is important, but it shouldn't be the deciding factor on whether or not professional learning was good. It's not the be-all and end-all of a day out. And professional learning shouldn't be seen as a day out. It should be seen as an opportunity to extend and enhance our practice. So we offer a level of accountability around reflection tasks that teachers engage in, that school mentors are able to have access to, but also an opportunity for teachers to connect in another online forum where we further enhance and embed the learning that takes place, because we need as teachers a level of accountability around what we do because it's just so busy. And what we don't want at Academy is have schools paying for courses that have no impact in the classroom, that don't transfer anywhere. And also, as someone who's delivering professional learning, it's really important to me that what I do has impact. And so the accountability is there for me as much as it is for those who sit in the classroom, in the room with me learning together. We need as teachers an opportunity to grow and learn together. And so that is what we do at Academy. We bring teachers together to be able to learn and transform. I think one of the other things that really stands out in this is we're about transforming practice. We are not about quick fixes. We are not about programs. We are not about buy this book and photocopy these worksheets. We're about transforming practice for sustainable change because we know that is what matters. We know that if we want teaching to improve, then we have to do things that are sustainable long beyond the relationship we have together in a 6-week course. You know, I always come back to that Dylan Wiliam quote, which I love, which is something like, you know, what if we got teachers to improve, not because they're not good enough, but because we can always be even better. And that's what this is about. This isn't about going, you don't know what you're doing, you're not good enough, you don't know what literacy is, your assessment is terrible. It's not about that. It's about going, you know what it is and you're doing a fantastic job, but have you thought about this? Or what about this option? Or maybe you could try this, or let's connect and talk about this. That's really what Academy is about. It's about improving because we can, not because we have to, but because we believe in professional growth as a profession of teachers. That's what we stand for. And so we want to be able to, at Academy, offer teachers the chance to do this in an environment that is safe, that is about connection, that is about ensuring that they grow and learn together, and that is also a place where they can come together and ask those questions where, you know, they're not sure if they're doing it right, they're not sure if what they're doing is okay, but together we'll work it out. We need teachers to engage in professional learning that is worth their time, that is relevant, that it has a level of accountability, and that is about transforming practice so it's sustainable. And I mean, isn't that worthwhile, the investment? That's what schools should be looking at too when it comes to sending teachers on professional learning. There needs to be value in what it is. And so that's what we really, really, really believe in here at Academy. We also highly use this new learning, that doesn't quite make sense, highly use. We also use this new learning model, which is about ensuring that teachers are engaged in what they're doing, because we know with high engagement comes transformation. You know, old learning, and when I talk about old classroom learning too, it's about control. You know, it's about knowing what everyone is doing. I go back to the idea of kids sitting in desks in rows, teacher talk out the front, teacher's got all the information, I'm just going to give it to you, you don't do anything unless you're told. And really all that happens when you provide that learning environment is, have you signed on the attendance sheet and can you answer some questions at the end? And I think teacher professional learning has a tendency to fall back to this old learning model as well. As long as you sign the attendance sheet and as long as you can answer some pretty basic reflection questions at the end, you've done enough. But here at Academy, we want more. We want more for our teachers than this. It's not about attendance and it's not about just gaining some of the knowledge. It's actually about improving and transforming practice, because we know when that happens, we're leaving you with the opportunity for sustainable change. And that is what matters. That is what teachers need. So it's not about turning up, signing the attendance sheet, hoping the lunch is good, putting your feet up on the desk and checking some emails. It's not that. It's about showing up, being engaged, taking on learning, continuing that learning outside of the space, bringing it back to a community where we connect and talk, challenge each other even more, and where we transfer that into our classroom or our teacher life, whatever that might be, so that we allow for transformation to happen. And that promotes high engagement. So we walk with you in the beginning of the journey of each week to give you learning along the way, but then we ask you to take it further and we ask you to share back to us and the other colleagues in your course what happened, what did you notice, what transformation continued there, and we continue that process week after week after week as we build learning together. It's not 1 week and then the next week and the next week. It all melts together and we're continually holding that high expectation of accountability, because we want high engagement, we want transformation, we want improvement, we want teachers to really feel like the professional learning they're undertaking matters. So within our Real Schools Academy, we have 3 faculties. Now these have been uniquely and specifically designed because we know that teachers fall into one of these 3 categories, and when it comes to learning, just like we differentiate in our classroom, we need to differentiate for our teachers too. So we have a graduate faculty, which is designed for graduate teachers. So teachers who are either first year out of university or maybe first year on class and they haven't had a class to themselves before. So that specifically has things in it like Welcome to Teaching and a really basic self-care wellbeing course to help teachers understand the fundamentals of what it looks like to look after yourself when you enter the teaching space, because we know that it is really full on. We have an establishing faculty, which is about, which is for teachers who are in their 2nd, 3rd, 4th or beyond years of teaching, could even be 20 years, because these are teachers who know what teaching is like, who have a few tricks already, who know what the life of a teacher is like in a normal day and are used to things maybe not going to plan, or know what it's like to have a really diverse range of needs, or maybe you're an expert in one area but you want to build on something else. So these teachers know teaching, but they're looking to enhance what they already do, and they're really looking to connect with other educators to learn from and have them challenge what it is they do and believe. So again, we have things in there around assessment, self-care and well-being, understanding data is in there, lots of different things that come together when it comes to moving beyond just our first year or two of teaching. It's when we add more to our toolkit. And then we have our leadership faculty. So our leadership faculty is for those who are looking at exploring leadership or new to a leadership role. Now, one of the reasons that we have put this faculty in is because personally myself, I know what it's like to move from the classroom into a leadership position, and it's almost like starting a completely new job, even though it's in a school. They don't teach you about leadership at university. There's no transition program that you go through. It's just something that you almost fall in or step into because you have tendencies around leadership, and those qualities are fantastic, and we love our school leaders. But what are we doing to support them when they transition from the classroom into a leadership position? Because for those of us who have sat in those roles, we know it's drastically different from a classroom. And sometimes we need a little bit of guidance or awareness or conversations just to happen so that we better understand ourselves and our role as we take on something within leadership. So that again is a different faculty altogether with its different courses. When we move into structure, we have our 3 faculties at the top. Each faculty has 6 courses, so 18 in total, 18 courses altogether. I know, massive. And then we have 6 weekly modules in each of those courses, so do the math on that. It's a lot. So each of the 18 courses have 6 modules. Each course lasts for 6 weeks. And within that, you gain a variety of things. So we have our weekly module where you will receive online learning through videos, and pre-recorded videos that I have done, and some readings that you might get as well. There'll also be a reflection task to embed whatever the learning is. That might be a written response or a practical activity. And there's also online connection. We have a live Q&A each week where we go over some more of the learning and answer some of the Q&As that have popped up, or answer some of the questions that have popped up, so you don't answer Q&As. And then also a Facebook group where we connect with that online community, along with 24/7 support, email access to myself or Adam if he's running your course, Q&A sessions, Facebook groups, online communities I mentioned. So all of those things exist within a week, which is massive. I mean, one of the reasons that this is so important and essential to how we change what teacher training and professional learning looks like is because often you attend a course or a PD day or 2 and you walk away and you're on your own. But not here in Academy. We're here with you the whole time. Now, just because one week you might have learned about formative assessment, it doesn't mean we don't come back to it. We continually revisit and connect learning throughout each week, as well as in our live Q&A sessions together and our online community Facebook groups. And what's really important is that our community is just about teaching. It doesn't have to be connected to the course. So that community is about everything that happens in the teacher space, because just like in a classroom, you have to be flexible. I too, as a delivery, when I deliver Real School Academy courses, have to be flexible. I have to know things pop up, and I want to be able to help teachers in any space. So whilst you might have signed up for a Welcome to Teaching course, and we might be looking at a certain thing around understanding curriculum, if something pops up around how to do a display in your classroom or give feedback to students, yeah, we'll touch on that. Absolutely. It is almost like this is the module and everything else you need, because where else can teachers go to get that? So that's what Academy is about. Here is a snapshot, well actually it's an overview of all of the courses that are available in Real Schools Academy. So you can see down on the left hand side there are our faculties, the 6 courses that are in each of the faculties, and then across there you've got the 6 modules that happen each week. So this is available in our prospectus, which you can download off our website, and you can also see it there. I'm not going to read it all to you because that would take forever, but you can see that we have self-care and wellbeing courses in each of our faculties. There's always something about teaching and learning in there. There's different things around establishing the homeschool connection, professional teaching communities, practice and pedagogy. You know, there's all kinds. But basically, you want it, it's there. We've covered nearly everything, but you will notice that we aren't delivering a program. We aren't saying that it is just this way. We aren't saying do this by that. What we're doing is providing teachers with an opportunity to dive deeper into what makes great teaching and best practice, the things that we know work really well, and then providing them with a community to connect and talk to other teachers so they can further transform their practice and make it sustainable. That's really what Academy is about. So why sign up? I mean, I've pretty much covered it, haven't I? Why would you not want to sign up to something that really has been designed by teachers for teachers to make teaching easier? You know, I think every teacher wants that. We have a great early bird offer at the moment. So $645 instead of $945 if you sign up by the 17th of July. I know that's a long time, but we're not starting until the 5th of August due to everything else that's happening in the world right now. So we want to give you time to be able to really think and consider who might benefit from joining one of our faculties, what courses might they benefit from, and of course, buy 3, get 1 as well at that price. So I think if you've got teachers who are just looking to improve their teacher self or personal self in one way or another, we have a course in there that would suit that. If you have teachers who are struggling with self-care and well-being, because it's a pressing issue for teachers at the moment, that could be something that you want to, nudge a few teachers into. If you have a group of teachers and you want them to better understand assessment, there's an assessment and focus course there. You might have a group of them do it together, or if you've got graduate teachers, our graduate teachers need help. What area do you want them to look at a little bit more deeply? So that's what Academy is about, and that's what Academy is for. I really hope that I've been able to give you a snapshot of what it involves, why we have designed it this way, what the benefits are, and also what we're about and what we're not about. It's really important that we're transparent around that and that you fully understand what Academy is. So that's how you can contact us. That's where you can find all of my details there. It's amy@realschools.com.au if you need an email sent to me, or to our admin email and it will get to me. You can find me on any of these other platforms as well, or directly reply to the email that you get this recording on also. So just to wrap up, I'm just going to check, does anyone have any questions or anything that they want to share before we finish? I have talked a lot. I apologize, I didn't stop. I feel like I didn't even take a breath. Does anyone want to, I'll just wait while we see a few people come through. Fantastic. So can you do more than one course? I mean, of course you can, but I would really highly recommend that you just do one course, because if you take on more than one, you're probably just going to go overload. So we want to be able to ensure that what you do sign up for, you can manage. You can do one and then another one and then another one, that we are offering them in a 6-week block each term. So because every state and territory is a little bit different in terms of when their term times run, we've tried to align it as best we can so that it's the 6 weeks within a term time for every state or territory, and that means that it doesn't happen in holidays or anything like that. And then you're able to kind of plan that in, then have a break, and if you want to do one the following term, absolutely go and do that. Another thing to do could be to have some people do one course and then another, and then switch over. So then you're kind of building other hubs in your school as well around people that have done different courses too. That's a great question. Yeah, if you have any further questions about payments, or if you've got a group of people, absolutely send them through to myself or to our admin email with Chris there. She'll be able to sort you out. And yeah, the prospectus is on our website. So just go to realschools.com.au and you'll find the Real Schools Academy tab there. There's also videos there explaining each faculty a little bit more. There's a free 5-day course if you have teachers who might just be interested in doing that right now. And then you can download a prospectus from there, absolutely. Fantastic, nothing else coming up, wonderful. So I'm going to leave you with that this afternoon. I'm going to attempt to go for this walk, but I'll tell you what, the grey clouds over Canberra right now are coming in heavy. But hopefully I can get out before the rain comes. I hope you've had a great Wednesday. I hope that has given you something to think about when it comes to professional learning for teachers and what Real Schools Academy really stands for. And I really appreciate the time that you have given to show up today. If there's anything else I can do for you, please ask. Thanks, Robin. If there's anything else that you want to have clarified, please do. I'm also available for if you want to book in a meeting. I can send you my Calendly link. We can do that too. If there's anyone else in your school that you want me to talk to, or even just teachers, please let us know. Real Schools is here to do anything for schools at the moment. So if you have any other concerns or questions, please just shout out and we will absolutely do what we can for you. Have a wonderful afternoon, and I will see you next time. Thanks for joining. Bye.